apply those masking tape along the side of my paper, and I do it so that this way I can create beautiful frames for my painting. Now I'm creating the horizontal line for my painting. Voila, simple line. And notice I have lots of water here and very little of sky, and I'm okay with it since I want to show the beautiful reflection of the sun on my water. So the sun will be here, and I even don't need to sketch it as such. If you feel they will be okay without just putting a splash of yellow color here, that will be okay. We need to have a ground here, so you see I'm just creating a little bit of it here on the side here, just a tiny bit like this, and we will have some trees coming here. You can see maybe a little bit taller like this, not perfectly on even amount. So there will be trees, maybe bushes, you decide. I think there will be the trees. We will have also beautiful reflections of the objects here on the water here. Remember that the reflection is always elongated, right? So all those parts will be longer, and the same here, a little bit of the land, and then all what you see above it as an elongated reflection. Okay, here we will have some super light colors on the ground, on the surface of the water. So let us start painting. I'm using quite a bit of water here. See, and what I will do, I probably will apply water on the surface of the paper in the upper part. Why I'm doing it here? Well, I want to practice here a technique called wet on wet. Wet, that means that you use wet paint. It's of course watercolors are wet because they consist of water and a little bit of the pigment, plus we use wet paper just before we will start painting. So this is wet on wet, and this technique it's beautiful, looks very it's a very spontaneous technique, but it also it's a little bit unpredictable. So when you look here, you see I can approximately think or judge where the paint will come, but you can see already what is happening here. The pigments move differently, and there's a little bit of the risk, especially if you want to have a very precisely done painting done. So because the trees will be green, done with dark green color, I'm not worried even when the blue will come on top of them, right? It would be a different situation if I would like to have, let's see, to have purplish, or not purplish, yellow trees. That will be a different story. Then if the blue would come on the top, and then I would apply some of this blue would move onto my trees, yellow trees, then all what I would get would be the green color. So you see that's the difference. But in our case here, I will be okay. I'm just very careful there where I have the sun, that I will not have even a small dot of the yellow. So I will take the excess of the paint here from the sides. I don't need to have it here at all. You see the color is quite light, and I like it. I can always darken it. Remember, with watercolors, you can layer the paint, making it darker, changing slightly the colors. That's okay. However, there's no way you can return back. So for example, when the color that you applied is super dark and you didn't intend to have it, and now you want to lighten it here, no chance, guys, no chance. So now from there, I will use another brush to apply the yellow, and I will do it with another brush because I know from experience that there are always some little bit of the paint that I used previously always left on the brush, right? Like, it can happen by an accident. Even when I would wash the brush perfectly, there's always this chance, right? So you see here I have very nice yellow sun. Maybe even put a little bit of the orange here. Why not? Like you see, I have the orange color here, and I can apply it just on the sides here. That should be okay. You see, just a little bit on the sides here of my sun, but not too much. See, I'm very careful. So this time I try, like, especially here, we have a dry surface. So we apply wet paint on top of the dry surface. So it's called wet on dry. So it's wet on wet, wet on dry here. Okay, so you see we have a little bit of the orange here applied. Good. Now what I want to do, I want to leave the space here for the reflection, and I can go back to my other brush and work here on the water. So with the water I want to apply a little bit of the purple here, and I will be careful. Like you see here I have my beautiful sun. So the sun is done with this little bit of orange, but mostly that's this yellow color. So a little bit of the purple next to the yellow will do a beautiful job. You know why? And you know why? Well, because yellow and purple are so-called complementary pair of colors, and those colors placed one next to another help each other to be brighter, more saturated. And saturated, it means very luminous. Like when you look, for example, on the stained glass, you can see how beautiful particular color looks like, and this is because of this glossiness, right, translucency and so on. And that's what is happening with, again, with complementary colors. They help each other to become luminous, bright, just beautiful. Okay, so you see what I'm doing here. I want to have it a little bit lighter in this sequence here on the top, right, but I want to have, again, because they are reflections, so you have those ripples, right, and we want to create those ripples here. See, we don't want to have them perfectly even. We will apply some yellow color here for sure, but I also want to make sure that here this section will be darker. Those ripples here could be a little bit wider. You see those strokes, and I certainly want to have the water darker in those sections here. So this is my goal here, and I really like to use purple color. Somehow purple is beautiful. It's a royal color. Did you know about that? Yep, it's in symbolism. When you apply the let's see, when you paint the clothes using a purple color on the person, then somehow we can read the status of the person as a person belonging to the royal family. Let's see, a queen, crown princess or crown prince, who knows. Okay, so you see here the colors are nicely applied. I just want to make sure that I get a little bit darker here, and on the bottom I start mixing my beautiful purple color with some of the blue. Okay, so you see here I have my reflection. This reflection should be a little bit narrower. You see, I didn't need to come here, but I decided because I wanted to have this section a little bit narrower. Okay, so you see here, that's good. And now I'm coming with more of the blue on this section here. Good. Now another thing, or maybe a little bit more here. I never can't stop. I always find another spot that I could paint. Okay, good. Now I want to go to the trees. But before that, what I want to do, I want to go with some of my beautiful orange color, even mixing with some brown. My brush will be, of course, very well washed. And then I want to go here on the ground. See here. So this is my divide line, I would say my ground, between the reflection or the water and my trees, bushes, whatever it's there. See here, like this. And it became a little bit brown because of the combination of colors that are already this purple that I had on the brush, and that's okay with me. That's very, very much okay. Okay, so now what I want to do, you see, maybe guys, I'm just moving here with this line here, just a little bit more here, like this. Good. And then the next step will be to apply green. So for my green, I will use sap green. And as long as my paint is not super dry, you see, I still can mix those colors here together. I will take a little bit of the paint with my paper towel. You see, when I have some white left, I don't mind it. This is coming here. Okay, now I want to do the same, but this time I change. So I apply first yellow, and then I will work on my bushes And then I go with my green here. See on this side, oh, notice it's very different. It's a little bit darker. I will go here too as well. You see a little bit maybe more here. And then I also apply some of the blue in it because I want to have it darker. And I certainly want to have it darker next to the ground, right? So you see here, lots of different changes, because in the nature there's not one kind of green, right? So we want to make sure that we imitate the nature, that we bring the quality of the nature. So this is good, okay? This is a little bit to me too yellow, especially since we have already the beautiful sun. So we want to slightly bring the other colors here. You see, I even here bring it here, just changing, making some nice contrast. Okay, so now from there I want to have reflection in the water, and this reflection will require that I go with the combination. So you see, I certainly will have a green color, but it will be not just green. You see here, and then I bring some other colors as well. So that's my reflection here. So the land already reflects in the water here, and then looking, for example, I want to stretch it a little bit, and now I will bring some other colors, and I certainly will bring some purple, maybe blue, you see, into those reflections. So you see here, a little bit more and a little bit more. And remember, those reflections have to be, I call it mushy, so no sharp at all, not sharp edges. And the reason for it is that they are reflections. The water moves, so the reflections, or I would say it's like a cast shadow, right, will move as well, and will not give us unified look. Okay, so here I have a little bit more of the, like you see, blue. I like this blue here very much, you see, in this section here, and that's what I just nicely move the brush vertically to get the effect of those reflections, the tree reflected, or creating this cast shadow on the water, right? So here the same, very much the same way. Notice, that's looking really good. Look at this, you see. So we have quite a bit here. I don't like this edge, so I have to do something about it. See, I'm going here like this I like, but I want to still have some other colors here. And you know what, and I think that the other color, nice one, still would be my orange color. So you see, I'm moving it a little bit here. So again, you are the artist, you want to experiment for yourself and find out what will work the best for you, and you also have to take the risk. You see, that's an important part of being an artist. You have to be willing to do something what maybe will not work, and treat it as a process of learning, part of the process of learning, right? So you see, I think it would be nice to even strengthen a little bit of this line here, okay? But we don't want to have to place too much attention to those parts, because for us the most important is, guys, to see the sunset, the reflection of the sun or sunset here, okay? So you see here, I'm still cleaning it up here. Okay, so I have my reflection in the water, and now with the really clean brush, okay, I hope this one is clean, okay, I want to go on top of this section here, and I will apply yellow, but I want to make sure that my yellow doesn't have green in it, so I'm cleaning up my yellow paint, and now having a little bit more of it here, you see, I'm coming on the top and I'm creating the reflection. So what I do, I want to keep some of the white here as well, right? So you see, I'm going like this. I'm leaving some of the white. I'm leaving for sure white visible. And then I'm moving into the sections on the side, like you see, still thinking about the zigzag line. Very important, okay? Then we'll bring some other colors there as well, okay? But this yellow is really super important for us, okay? I still picking up some of the purple and blue, and when I do it, then the color changes towards the green color. Do I need the green? No, I don't think so. So you see, I'm coming here. I don't want to cover all the white. I like the white actually very much, but can't be too much of it. It's always about the balance, right? The perfect balance. So you have to really watch your painting carefully, how it evolves, and at a certain point you have to stop, right? Like you see here, I like what is going on here, but I do need to have more paint, and maybe a little bit more here. You see? Oh la la! Actually, I can bring a little bit more of it here. Okay, and what is happening here on the water? Maybe we can even go with more yellow here. See, so we have this bright color, the white and contrast here, but I think this will work well. Okay, so now the last step that I want to do, guys, is to think about bringing some of the blue and maybe purple here into some of those sections, like you see here, crossing our beautiful reflection here, you see, so that this is a combination of colors. And now I still can come here with a stronger color and a little bit more here. See, just simply planning, and again watching carefully what's going on, because you are in charge and you want to have this painting looking really beautiful. So we don't have a recipe 100%, like you see, where you put exactly in which amount what, right, which color. So I'm now very much going with just the feel now, like you see, making adjustments, looking at the composition and thinking, okay, I need a little bit more of this color here, a little bit more, let's see, of the blue on this side here. We have the edges here, so don't forget we have a masking tape here. So you see, I'm bringing this blue onto my painting. So I have this nice play of purple. You see, oh, that is good. You see, actually this green can work here very well. See a little bit of this color here. See, so that is a nice combination. This is a little bit too sharp on this side here, so again I will cross it here a little bit more, and moving it here I will have my beautiful colors. Now a little bit more purple. You see here, I think I still need to have it, right? Nice transition here. I don't want to have an abrupt change. You see, then maybe this reflection here. Ooh, I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. You see the same here, slightly more, do. And guys, I think we can call it quit. What do you think? Do you think that you can still? I really like it. That we can come on the sky and make it darker, maybe in one spot. Let's see what will happen. Just for experimentation, right? Like you see here, just a touch. See, like this, but not too much. This time, you see the paper's almost dry, so work with the technique called here. Now, wet on dry, right? You see? But then, I'm going here slightly more. See? And this looks really, really good. Yeah. See, just tiny bit more. Wow, I like it very much. So, let it dry a little bit, and then we'll come back and we'll see how the painting will look like without having the masking tape on. Okay, so see you in a second. So to avoid certain accidents that are not happy accidents, that's for sure, I have to be very, very careful. And here I will remove the paper from the other side. You see, so I salvage this part here, and I will use my glue stick, and with the glue stick I will attach it, right? So where is my glue stick? I just have to find it. I can maybe do it later on. So right now I will be just concentrating on removing masking tape on all sides of the paper, you see. So I hope you enjoyed the process, and please work and have lots of fun working on your own painting. Okay, bye, see you.